Okay, it has come to my attention that my setup may not be right. So I was going to do a review on the amp that I have and why I'm probably going to return it and get something else. So let me kind of walk you through it a little bit, but honestly, I've been doing this for 11 days and I cannot get the tone that I'm looking for. And it's not just, oh, I'm looking for a millimeter here or a millimeter there. I literally cannot find a good metal crunch. It doesn't, in the words of Ola, it doesn't chug. It doesn't chug at all. And then when it does try to chug, it's anemic and it's tinny and it's hollow and it sounds weak. Now, I understand that you're hearing this through a microphone and you're hearing this through some different things, so it may not sound exactly the way it's sounding on my end, but let me tell you, it is not the sound I'm looking for. So let me just kind of walk you through some of the features and how you would do certain things on it. But I think it's going back, unfortunately. So thankfully, the big box store where I got it has a very generous return policy. So in that case, I'm probably going to exchange it for something that has a lot of real clean tones. And I'll show you the clean tone on this one, which in my opinion isn't really a clean tone. And where the actual clean tone is, and then I will show you kind of what it sounds like on each of the presets. And even playing with it, I'm having a tough time. So let me kind of show you what it's all about. It might be good for you. I've seen a lot of reviews online that are fairly decent, but I'll be honest, it's limited. It's really limited in what it can do. So I think it fills the niche of the very beginner for the first couple months, but I'm kind of getting to the point where I need to find a different tone, and this isn't the thing. So yeah, so let me just show you what I'm working with. So this is it. This is the unit. This is the Fender Mustang LT50, and yes, I understand I've been only doing this for 10 days, but the tone out of it doesn't sound right. You basically get a single 10-inch speaker with a foot switch on the back, and then a jack for mono out only. And for the price point, it's fine. It's $250. It's kind of geared towards your beginner who just wants an inexpensive amp with a bunch of presets that are added. And that's how it was sold to me at the large box store from the retailer with the generous return policy, which is probably why it's going to get returned from me. So it was sold to me by the salesperson as, oh, you'll love it because you're a brand new player. You don't know how to develop these tones yet. So it's got a bunch of presets, and so all these presets are basically on here. Let's see if I can get it to focus. So there's my metal. And then there's a bunch of other ones, acoustic ones, and none of them quite sound right to me, except for maybe Rockabilly. That's the only one that sounds sort of like it. And you can come in here and you can use this as a tuner as well. So you can hold this down and it turns into a tuner. But I have found that this, on the EDG strings, are about half a degree off, half a note off. And that's not good. So that's not good. Normally, before it had like an auxiliary out and then like a headphone jack, but I have recently found that you can use the USB as an output as well for your outputs, but you've got kind of one input and that's it. I mean, it's kind of all there is. I'll be honest with you, the quality of each of the knobs is minimal variation in tone, but everything that comes out of it sounds very hollow. Everything sounds very tinny, like you're in a hall of some sort. And even what they call their clean tone, so it's the number one, it's preset number one, sounds extremely hollow. So let's see. And they notice there's a bunch of echo in there too, or a reverb, or whatever you want to call it. And that, to me, does not sound like a clean tone. And you have to go all the way up to number 13, what they call super dry clean. to get an actual, to me, like sounds like just a guitar tone. Every other tone, like this one's called number 11, a metal lead, doesn't honestly sound great. Everything sounds tinny. Everything, nothing sounds quite right. There's no crunch to it. Everything is just, it's just not there. So I think that's why it's going to go back. But you know, I can play a couple notes on a couple things here, and I've played with the knobs, and there's another bunch of stuff in here that you can get into. You know, if you want to, you can use the little dial here, and you can get in here, and you can get into the menus, and you can look around and edit everything that is solid, but nothing that is dotted. Okay, and you can get in here, and you can sort of mess with a couple things like the gain, volume, treble, but you know the knobs work just as well. And I'll be honest with you, I played with it for a while and I could not get something that sounded meaty, that was, you know, a thick tone. And I think the easier way, rather than letting the onboard chipset do the work, is get something external. Get an external pedal, and maybe if this is fine, if this is, you know, fine for you, I may go a different route and find something super clean with some pedals, or I may you know, go a completely different route like a modeler of some sort. But honestly, the presets on this, I've read some people say it's great, they love this thing, it's fantastic. I'll be honest with you, I am struggling to find a decent tone on it that sounds accurate, like even remotely close to a good metal sound. So I mean, even if we go back and we go to the kind of metal lead, none of it has crunch. There's no crunch, and it, you know, as Ola likes to do, it doesn't chug. It won't it won't do the chug. So unfortunately, if you like it, that's great. Don't let my opinion sway you in any way, shape, or form. I I don't like it. The tone doesn't sound right to me. It's way too tinny, and it sounds like I'm in an echo chamber every time I play it. So unfortunately, she's going back. So yeah, your mileage may vary. You may love it. It might be great for you. Hey, don't let me get in your way. Play it and play, you know, play with joy. So don't worry about me if you don't like it. Absolutely no sweat off my back. But unfortunately, this one's going back.